What's up, collectors and Transformers enthusiasts? Today I'm going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 8603 Blur. Taking a really quick look at the packaging, you can see a nice Transformers red logo on the side, 8603, Studio Series Blur, a nice image film, as well as a nice display of the figure itself. On the side of the packaging, we get that same image, Studio Series 8603, on a bigger scale. On the back of the packaging, we got, the casual robot mode and vehicle mode, as well as the 18 steps you need to transform the sky, the movie logo and Blur. And on the side, you got that same image, on the further away, and 86 on the top. And on the very top of the box, we got, the Transformers movie logo. But this is pretty much it for the packaging. With all that said, without further ado, let's get into it. And here we have Transformers Studio Series 8603 Blur in hand and out of the packaging, and as you can see, looking real good, really accurate to the 1986 Transformers the movie representation. You can see that the color is exactly the same, super accurate indeed. You can see the legs, the arms, even the weapon is super accurate. On this one, he has no backpack. The only backpack that it has, it serves really good. It is super accurate. He had that indeed on the movie. As you can see on the arms, it has those panels there. That is accurate as well. You can see, the coloring, the chest, the eyes. You can see, the face sculpt. Super accurate indeed. On this one, no paint drips whatsoever. I only had one scratch, and I am going to show you right now. Before I show you an in-detail look of Blur, this is the background that he brings. You can see this is the iconic battle of the Autobot city between the Autobots and the Decepticons. You can see some blasts going on the background, as well as some smokes left and right. As you can see, this is how he looks next to the background. And indeed, you can bring any Autobot that was on that scene, see how he looks. And this is how Springer looks next to, the background. As you can see, this is one of my favorite backgrounds. In my opinion, this is one of the top 5 backgrounds that we have had for the Studio Series line, and is indeed one of my personal favorites. But this is pretty much it for the background. And now for the moment you guys have been waiting for. As you can see, this guy looks so accurate to the movie representations. You can see left to right, from top to bottom, super accurate indeed. And that only mistake that I had on my particular copy, and it's indeed not going to be on yours, hopefully, fingers crossed, is on my face sculpt. As you can see, I don't know if the camera can cut that. As you can see, right about there is the scar. But other than that, that's pretty much it. No paint drips whatsoever on the whole figure, giving you a 360 degrees of the face sculpt, so you guys can see that I have no paint drips on my particular copy. And super nice indeed. As you can see, the helmet, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, super accurate indeed. And this mini antenna that he has on the top, he had that on the movie as well. On the chest, as you can see, some nice, sculpted in detail towards the whole chest. You can see super accurate indeed. And I love the window that he has, that clear plastic looks so good, as well as the Autobot logo that he has, on the chest. And as you can see, some nice sculpted in detail towards the whole chest, really nice indeed. Moving on to the arms, as you can see, that same accuracy and that same sculpted in detail moves on to the whole arm. As you can see, that sculpted in detail is super accurate indeed. So you can see the hands, no paint drips whatsoever. And I love that because the color white just screams paint drips and everything and mistakes. As you can see, flawless indeed. So you can see, this is one of the cons that people have with this figure, that this is too big. And my particular case, I really don't mind this because he had this on the movie. This is not a part that is just here for the transformation. This is accurate indeed. They could have removed just a little bit and make it just smaller. I'm gonna give you that. But indeed, this part is accurate indeed, and I really don't mind. And as well as the backpacks, you can see I really don't mind the backpack. It looks so slick that you can barely tell that he has a backpack. Not like other figures that they look like they're gonna go to school, but really nice indeed. That same accuracy he has on the other arm. As you can see, no mistakes whatsoever on the other arm, as well as on the hands. But moving on to the middle section, so you can see that accuracy again follows, and that sculpted in detail that he has, super nice indeed. On the leg as well, no paint drips whatsoever, and you can see that in the wife had no mistakes on both of them, as you can see, giving you a side to side, so you guys can see that no mistakes were done on the legs, and giving you a 360 degrees so you guys can appreciate the whole legs. As you can see, I found it real nice that they did some sculpted in detail on the back of the figure. As you can see, he also has some nice accuracy on the back. He looked exactly like this on the movie, and honestly, I'm just in shock. Super nice indeed. But this is pretty much it for the in detail look of the figure itself. For the accessories he brings to, one of them is this awesome looking blaster. Super nice indeed. It's fully painted white, and as you can see, it has no paint drips whatsoever, and the sculpted in detail is up the chart. As you can see, giving you a 360 degrees so you guys can appreciate more of the sculpted in detail that this blaster has. It's super nice indeed. And again, so far on the paintwork, 100%. So you can see no paint drips whatsoever. But this is pretty much it for the blaster. For the other accessory that he had, he brings this thingamajig that he uses to fix the Autobot shadow. As you can see, we got some nice sculpted in detail as well, and it's painted white fully. As you can see, even on the sections that really doesn't need, you know, to be painted, it's completely painted. But as you can see, super nice indeed. No paint drips again. So far 100%. Moving on to articulation, this figure has some decent articulation, not bad at all. As you can see, it can move his head side to side. You can technically do a 360 degree there, up slightly and down just slightly, and it's on a ball joint, so you got some nice range of motion there. This section right here is on a ratchet joint, so you guys can do a 360 degrees. It can extend about that far, and it can bend about that far, so you got a 90-degree angle there. It has a swivel on the, you know, the hands, but you gotta remove this section so you guys can utilize that part right there. It has a swivel here as well. The legs can extend about that far and about that far, so the backpack does not, hinders the articulation whatsoever. You can bend this section right here, so you got a 90-degree angle there, and it has some ankle articulation as well, so you guys can see, not bad at all for articulation. It doesn't blow me away, but you know, it has what it needs, so you guys can do some nice insane pose. For the comparison, so you guys can see how he scales and how he looks next to other Autobots, here we have Springer, so you guys can see how he looks next to him, and he looks fantastic. As you can see, super accurate to the 1986 movie. As you can see, here we have Netflix Optimus, so you guys can see how he looks next to Blurr. But as you can see, super nice indeed. And if you're interested, I already did a review on this guy. It's gonna be on the description down below, as well as in the top corner of this video. But moving on to the original Earthrise Optimus, so you guys can see how he looks next to, you know, a more cartoony Optimus and a more accurate to the G1 representation Optimus. This is how they look, and in my opinion, they look fantastic. But this is pretty much it for the comparison. Moving on to transformation. Transformation is actually pretty easy. The only thing that it's kind of annoying are the arms, because there's a couple of pegs that you need to be aware of to transform him correctly. But before we do that, let me clear the air. For those that notice that I had the the robot mode meets transform, I had the this thing like that the whole video, and this is not supposed the way, you know, it goes. So the way it goes is you pull it there and you rotate it. What happened is that I was playing with this guy, transforming him back and forward for the review, and when I started, I forgot to put this how it's supposed to be, so I left it like that, and I honestly didn't notice. So now that I did, let me put that like it's supposed to. So now that we got that out of the way, let's proceed for the transformation, shall we? What you want to do is to pull this section right here like that, and come here and hide the head like so, and come here and rotate this section. That's gonna, you know, secure this upper section. Come here and remove the seats like that, and come here to the arms, hide the hands like so, and then you want to rotate it 180 degrees like that. Do the same on the other side. Put this here, rotate it like that, and then when you got that out of the way, come here and you want to unpeg the whole thing, leave it like that. Then you want to proceed to the legs, come here to the feet and pull them out like so, and then unpeg this section. Do the same on the other side, unpeg that. You want to fold this section here, that this is the only section that, you know, has this does not, so pull this out like that, and then what you want to do is to rotate this section like that. But before you do that, you want to, you know, obviously take this out of the way, so you can do that effortlessly and flawlessly. It's the same on the other side like that. And now you got 3 pegs there, right, that you want to focus on and peg in. First you want to come here and secure and align this section right here, and that's gonna allow you to fully peg this without no problem. Either it's gonna be a pain and you know where, or it's gonna peg normally. There you go, it pegs like that, and then come here and fold these 2 sections down like so. There's 2 pegs there, they're gonna peg in, and you know, peg those in like so. And then when you have it like that, you want to come here and remove this or move this here, so you guys can come here and unpeg this section right here. Come here and unpeg it like that. There's gonna reveal a peg there that is gonna peg on the feet like so, and is gonna secure, you know, the down section of the vehicle mode. And when you have it like that, last thing what you want to do is to rotate this section like this to the front, do the same on the other side like that. You're gonna align, there's 3 pegs here, and this is kind of like a pain. I advise you to first peg this one and then compress and peg the last 2. And what you want to do is to come here and slide this right here like that, come here and slide the other section, and as you can see, it's not fully transformed, but it's gonna, you know, allow you to do it flawlessly and effortlessly. And when you have it like that, then you're gonna proceed to some force into the pegs, so you guys can peg it like that. Peg the middle one first, and then peg the last ones like that, and then just put everything back together like so. And that's pretty much it. If you don't do it like that, you peg those 2 first, then you're gonna have some problems pegging this section right here. And don't get me wrong, if you can do it, you can still do it, it's part of the transformation, but I just don't like it. I found it a little bit easy to just peg those 2 first and then collapse the whole thing. And that's pretty much it for the transformation. So there you have it. This is Blurr fully transformed into his vehicle mode. For the vehicle mode, I love it. Again, super accurate to the 1986 Transformers movie version, you know, representation of him. As you can see on the side, some nice sculpted in detail. You know, that same sculpted in detail that he had on robot mode translates to the vehicle mode really well. As you can see on the back, the 2 exhausts, really nice indeed. You can technically peg some effects there. That's actually nice that they included that section there. You can peg like, for example, 2 fire effects like so, and have him, you know, exhaust his way or something like that. You know, you can do whatever you want. That it's up to personal preference. On the other side, you know, it has the same detail that the opposite side has. And on the top, you can see, you know, some nice blue, and just the dark blue and the baby blue look so good together. And as you can see, you know, the Autobot logo looks insane, as well as it did on robot mode. So you can see on the front, really shiny, really accurate as well. Obviously it has no you know, wheels, but if you put it like that, it looks like he's, you know, actually, you know, like a hummingbird. And it's supposed to be like that because he's supposed to be floating, you know, he has no wheels and stuff. But super accurate indeed. And again, I love it. It just, that same accuracy translates really well to the vehicle mode, and I honestly love it. This guy is a 10 out of 10. I honestly recommend it. I cannot see to find no flaws, other than, you know, the arms are kind of like a pain, you know, on this transformation. But other than that, as you can see, just so good. Honestly, it looks like a mini masterpiece. But coming here and doing a comparison between him and Optimus Prime, so you guys can see how he looks next to him. So you can see this, how they look. Really nice indeed. As you can see the comparison, they just scale really well together. And having Springer here, so you guys can see how he looks next to Explainer. Let me get the camera just a little bit up so you guys can appreciate more of the you know, the scale. So you can see really nicely indeed. Obviously he's a boy and this is a Deluxe. It's supposed to be bigger, and it is indeed. As you can see, super big. It honestly hides Blur out. As you can see, super nice indeed. For the transformation back to robot mode, it's actually pretty easy. It's easier than transforming, you know, robot mode to vehicle mode. What you want to do is unpeg these 2 sections right here, and that's gonna allow you to fully detach this section. Then you want to come here and, you know, detach the 2 arms like that. Hide this the seats like so. Rotate this. Don't do the same that I did, you know, that I didn't hide that section. What you want to do next is come here and, you know, unpeg the feet like so, right there, and that's gonna allow you to fully rotate this section like that and peg it in like that. And then you want to unpeg the rest of the legs like so. This is kind of tricky because it's scary. I really don't want to break anything, but unpeg it, one to the left and one to the right like so. And when you do that, that's gonna allow you to come here to the other side and unpeg the other 2 pegs, and come here, and what you want to do is to detach this whole section like so, and stretch that out, and do the same on the other side. try to remove this panel away so you guys can do it, you know, without that getting in the way. So remove that, rotate this section right here, and what you want to do is to peg the legs and then put the feet on their place, and come here and do the same on their side. Peg this in, rotate this section here. That's pretty much it for the leg section. What you want to do with the arms, put them on place like that. You know, you want to rotate them like so and peg them like that. And then you want to come here to the hands and rotate them and release them like so. Do the same on the other side. And now that you got that done, last but not least, come here and peg the backpack. And that is pretty much it for the whole transformation. There you have it. This is Blurr back into his robot mode. And with all that being said, this is pretty much it for the video. By the way, this is not accurate at all. I'm just showcasing what this guy can do and giving you some ideas on how you can post them. But this is pretty much it for the whole thing. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps your YouTube algorithm and it helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get anything, any value out of my content, please subscribe and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Studio Series 8603 Blurr.